Okay, so when you're cleaning leeks, a lot of times you will split the leeks and then you will have all this dirt and you wash them first. But what I'm going to show you is a way to clean your leeks without having to wash them, without having to run them under the water like this. Okay, it's so much easier. So you want to slice them really thinly, and I'm using the whites and the light green part of my leeks like this. This is some fat leeks. Let me just do like this.
The recipe calls for medium-sized leeks, but nothing is medium-sized to work this cook for.
Right. And you know what I look for also when I'm looking for leeks? I look for ones that have a lot of the white, because sometimes you go and you look for a leek and you know your recipe is light green and white, and it's like this big. And the leek is this tall. And you're like, I just feel gypped. Right? Don't you feel gypped? And so I look for ones with a lot of the white, but I think they're breeding them differently. I think it's kind of like the seedless orange and the golden pineapple. Now it's like the white leek. No, seriously, I think so. I may be making that up. As a matter of fact, I know I'm making it up, but I noticed that sometimes it seems like it's a lot of the white. Anyway. Okay, so here, let's just say that's that. So now I'm putting my dirty leeks into my bowl of water that is not ice cold, because if my water is ice cold, that would, just like with lettuce, it constricts. So I'm agitating them, and all of that dirt is going to fall to the bottom of my bowl. And then I'm going to lift my leeks out and just kind of shape them like this. Now, if I was going to take this whole thing and pour it in a colander, I'm pouring the dirt back in with my leeks, right? So we don't want to do that. So that's how we're going to handle that. So I just wanted to show you that little trick. All right? So now, let there be fire.
Yes, right there.
All right. Cook it with gas. All right, so I'm going to move that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I have my salt and pepper olive oil already here. As I'm waiting for my pan to heat up a little bit, I want to talk to you guys about salt. Now, in my pan, I'm going to use olive oil and butter because I want the flavor of butter, but I also want the flash point or a higher cooking point of the olive oil, so I'm going to mix them. Whoops, a little bit of olive oil. I would think that Mario's here with all that olive oil. Okay, a little olive oil. I thought that was an inside voice. Until I heard you all chuckle. I'm like, oh, I said that, didn't I? Okay, so that. And now my leeks are going to go in. I don't want a lot of color on my leeks. I just want them to kind of melt down. This is hot. Don't you all do this at home, but I can do it because my hands are tempered. It's nothing like handing my husband like a hot. I'm like, oh, here you go, honey, and he grabs it. I'm like, oh, that was hot. You know, I don't feel it anymore.
Chefs burn themselves in the shower all the time.
Exactly.
That water's okay. You get in your lots.
Isn't it the truth?
Yeah.
I know. That's how I roll. All right, so let me just stir these up a little bit with my butter. Now at this point, when you are cooking, one of the main ingredients, the most important ingredients is salt. Now, what do you all call this?
Salt.
Thank you. Who is participating? You. Okay. Okay, let's go back. What do you call this? Oh, great, you're so smart. Now I call it a bowl of compliments. Because if you don't use it, you ain't gonna get no compliments. Okay, it's as simple as that. But you need to know how to use it. So I'm just putting in a little pinch into my leeks so the salt goes into the fiber of the food. Okay, so ma'am, you're in the green. Yes, you would like to know. What's your name? Jean? Jane? So Jane, let's say, and we're gonna talk about compliments here. Let's say you go to your class reunion and they say, Jane, you look so good. And you're like, thank you. And they're like, no, really, you look so good. I mean, you look good. Doesn't Jane look good? Oh, my, Jane looks good. I mean, and, okay, so by the 10th time, you're like, well, dang, what did I look like before? Right? So my point is, it's a compliment until you keep getting look good, but I'm just saying. Okay, so salt is the same way. You use salt, it's great. You use too much of it, it is a bad thing. So you need to know how to use it. And so the salt needs to go into the fiber of the food. If you wait, a lot of times people will wait until they finish the dish and they put the salt on the table. But at that point, the salt is sitting on top of the food and not going into the fiber of the food, so it never gets in there, and you keep salting and salting and salting, and that's not the way that you season food. So you, as the cook, you have the power to season the food. Now, it is nothing wrong with pre-cooked foods, but I want you to know that you have given your salting power to the person who made that food. But that's it, you know, and which is fine, because you decided to do that. All right.